Alright, check it. What's going on, kids and queens? Hopefully, you all are having a blessed, beautiful, and amazing day. In this video, I'm going to be talking about 5 key things that could help you overcome analysis paralysis as a trader. And first things first, before I get to it, guys gotta understand having analysis paralysis. This all stems down to strongholds that you may be dealing with, like lack of confidence. There's so many things that comes into play when it comes to analysis paralysis. It is different for everybody. Like your version of analysis paralysis and the reason and the cause of it, which we're going to go into when it comes to these things, could be different from everybody else. So that's why it's all the biggest thing is to study yourself and to evaluate yourself. And yes, it's good to like learn from videos and stuff like this, but you have to identify for yourself and see what you are the one dealing with, because you may be dealing with something differently than somebody else, but you both have analysis paralysis. So getting straight to it, right? Let me zoom into this. Number one is to identify the cause. And this is what I mean. Like, have you fully developed your strategy? Is that the reason why, like, you're having analysis paralysis? Do you not have a fully developed strategy? Do you overanalyze things? And not, this could just be, there's so many more. I'm just having like something like get your brain sparking. You could struggle with all of these or none of these. It may be something else, but this is just to get your brain rolling and kind of see what I'm talking about. Do you overanalyze things off the charts? Like, are you always second guessing yourself when it comes to certain decisions? Like, should I do this? Should I do maybe like you're always hesitating in your personal life. And if that's the case, because you guys got to understand, every single thing that you deal with on the charts, you're dealing with off the charts. This isn't no video game where you can just flip the switch on and off. Nah, if you're dealing with these are strongholds. If you're dealing with these things off the charts, you're dealing with them on the charts. Because remember, God said He doesn't give us the spirit of fear, but of peace. And if you have all of these things, you know those are attacks from the enemy. Because the enemy doesn't want you to. This is all spiritual warfare, bro. The enemy doesn't want you to become successful. The enemy doesn't want you, because God says in Deuteronomy chapter 8 verse 18 that He will give you the power to obtain wealth. The Bible says that money is a defense, wisdom is a defense. And being a trader, you guys know, man, like if you're just getting into this, or like if you're in this industry, you're in it for a reason. But you guys know that as a trader, you're the boss and the employee. You don't have to deal with anybody. Like, you don't have to sell nothing into anybody. You could just be a trader and just do your own thing. And this isn't like no 9 to 5 where you get a 1% raise every 20 years. The way that things go, right? You can literally go from making $100 a month, and then the next month you're making $1,000 a month, and then the next month you're making $5,000 a month, and then the next month you're making $20,000 a month. That's the beautiful part about trading. So you guys know this. So the enemy is going to always try to attack you and get you off that pivot. So this goes into a big reason why identifying the cause. Like, do you struggle with pride and ego? Like, do you feel the need that you always need to be right? Are you like that in your personal life? Like, do you like a perfectionist? That's the word, perfectionist. Are you a perfectionist? In real life, do you always need to be right? And if you're wrong, like all hell breaks loose. That could be a reason why you overanalyze, because you just want to be right. You can't accept the fact that you're losing. Are you going through a tribulation that's throwing your mind off on the charts? Another reason as well. So all like you said, all like you see, all of these things are different. It depends on you. You have to identify the cause. And once you identify the cause, then we go to number two. You may be like, yo, wait, what does this have to do with trading? This is very, very key, guys. Semen retention for men, and then chastity, that's for like women to abstain from like masturbation and all this type of stuff like that. But semen retention, not picking, not doing the websites, not doing the masturbation. And if you are married, then no fap. So like obviously if you're married, like you are doing what you want to do with your significant other. But the reason why is because think about when you are doing these type of things. There's a reason why, and this is because it makes you weak. When you are relapsing and you're releasing your seed as a man, right? It makes you weak, because it's even back then in the times that before men went to war, they wouldn't have sex, because after like you release, you it makes you weaker. Like our semen, it holds a lot of nutrients. It makes you stronger, and when you release that type of stuff, think about it, like when I used to do this back then, like I would release, and then I used to feel like in that moment you get that dopamine rush, But afterwards, I just feel so terrible. I'm like, man, I just fell back short. Like I'm so weak and stuff like that. And that actually correlates in your actual personal life. You have a lack of confidence. You walk around with your head down, like you feel ashamed, you feel embarrassed, and all that type of stuff like that. And that correlates to the charts because once you're on semen retention or chastity as a woman, you have a clear mind, so you're not second guessing. Like you're not, because when you do these type of things, what you're doing is opening up doors for the enemy to attack you with all these darts, with all these confusion, because the Bible says God is not the author of confusion. So when you start getting confused and now it's X, Y, and Z, that's because of the doors that you could be opening when you're doing stuff like this, when you're watching the websites, when you're masturbating. Because what semen retention does, it gives you a clearer mind, think a lot clearer. You have more confidence on the charts and off the charts. Your confidence is like, yo, man, I put in all this work. Best believe I'm confident in it. Think about it. You don't ever wake up and say, well, man, I hope I don't forget how to tie my shoes, man. I hope I don't forget my left from right. I hope I don't like mess around and put my hoodie on backwards. Like, I hope I don't forget how to brush my teeth. I hope I don't forget how to drive. Nobody wakes up and says that, right? Once you really hop on semen retention, you start building more confidence. You're going to be the same way with your strategy. Like, and there's no time limit, like on that whole day 30, day 20. It's all different from for everybody. So it's like depending on you. Some people, it can be in week 1. I've noticed that that's been such a big difference, like one of the biggest difference. My mind is so much more clear. I'm a lot more confident. And then the last one, it breaks you free from strongholds. So just doing that, you can break free from so many strongholds like analysis paralysis, that's going out the way, lack of confidence, fear, doubt, all this type of X, Y, Z. You're just more confident in yourself. You're not over analyzing. Well, should I wait one more candle? Should I, like, what should I do? A lot more confidence. So just try it out. Like it's definitely beneficial. Definitely beneficial for everybody. If you're not married, shouldn't be doing that. And if you are married, just practice no fap, right? And the next thing is very, very key to develop a consistent strategy. Like actually, you got to have a strategy. If you have analysis paralysis without a strategy, that's you. That's not, if you have an actual strategy, why are you second guessing yourself with your strategy, right? So the thing is you have to be dedicated and try out different things to see what works and what doesn't work. Apply more than you consume, and once you find what works, keep sharpening it. The reason why I say this is you can get into this spiral of watching all the videos, watching hours and hours and hours and hours of videos, but experience is the best teacher. You can watch 1,000 videos, but none of that matters if you don't actually put in the work of what you've learned. And then on top of that, none of what you like did, none of the work that you put in matters if you don't actually play trades, which I think I already have. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that one in the next one, right? But you have to actually develop a strategy, back test, do whatever it is you need to do. Like spend the hours, however long, find what works best for you, try out different things. If you like indicators, use indicators. If you don't. See what works best for you. And once you get to the point where you actually understand the basics of it, like you know what candlesticks are, market structure, you know trading, like you know the technical terms of it and stuff like that, and you watch others and how their strategy works, start doing your own thing. You don't have to follow somebody else verbatim to the T. And that's one thing I never teach. I don't care about that. Like I don't care if you just take none of my strategy and all you take is the mindset. The mindset of how I look at the marks. That's all you take. I don't like, I teach how I trade, but I want everybody to have their own strategy that works best for you, because you are the one that's putting food on the table. You are the one pressing buy and sell. You do what works best for you, because when you listen to people verbatim and they tell you like, oh, you should be swing traders or you should be scalpers or you should only do this and you shouldn't do any other way, that works for them. Because think about it, a lot of swing traders, for certain, let's say certain swing traders that they may teach you like this is the only way you should trade a swing trading, for them, they probably have multiple businesses, they got a family and stuff like that, they travel a lot, they would do whatever the case may be, to the point where it's like they can't really be on the charts all day every day. So swing trading, it works best for them, and they may have more capital to use much bigger lot sizes, do $50,000 risk or whatever the case may be, so it works best for them. Versus somebody who doesn't have any family, doesn't have X, Y, and Z, they have all the time in the world. You can be on the charts for hours and just trade and take scalps or intraday trades, and that works best for you. So you got to see what works best for you in your current situation. and keep on. And once, like I said, once you find which works, keep on sharpening it, because the more that you do it, that's how you build confidence. You're gonna build confidence. When I was building my strategy, right, and seeing what worked and what didn't work, I was doing like after 100 trades, following the same, because my strategy is I need to see three things. All three things have to be present. If one of them is missing, I don't take a trade. Price is trading at a key area, so support resistance. Price is the market structure is price bullish or bearish. Price has to be going with the trend that I'm trading, and a candlestick entry. I need to see some type of a candlestick entry for me to enter. And I've done it well over 100 times, but let's just say out of 100 times, I've seen that 70% 70 trades, 80 trades, 60 trades, more times than not. Once I follow the strategy, all three things are present, I win. And when I don't, when one of them is missing, more times than not, I lose. And the times that I do win, the risk to reward always compensates. So I've done it so many times over and over and over again, to the point now it's just like second nature. I see the setup, I take it, it's just second nature. If I win, like I've expected to win. That's why you get into the trade in the first place, right? So that is something to always keep in mind. The more experience that you get, apply more than you consume, and you'll become a lot more confident in your strategy. So you won't be over analyzing like way too much, right? And number three, no, this is number four, right? Very, very key. Get into the trade. Like that's the only way to overcome analysis paralysis. When you're over analyzing, like just get into the trade. Even when you're in the trade, you can still struggle with analysis paralysis. You may get into the trade and see one candle go the opposite way, and then now you're over analyzing it, and now you're looking for sells when you were just looking for buys. But the thing is, just keep getting into the trade. Keep getting into the trade. Keep getting that experience. Like live accounts, like me personally, I always like trading on a live account, even if it was a couple of dollars, even if it was $50, $100, like that, or if you're trading like prop firm accounts. But just like just demo, like all you're doing is demo. You don't get that same feeling that you get on a live account when it's your actual real money. You can have a $1 million live account, and you're risking $100, $100,000 a trade, and like that doesn't move nothing for you. All it does is just give you a dopamine rush. Whereas if you had a $100 account and you risk, let's say, $20 or $30, you feel that a lot more, because that's like a lot of your account. That's 20%, 30% of your account that you're risking in one trade. You feel that a lot more. So that's how you're able to develop your strategy a lot more. You actually take it a lot more serious. You don't just place the trade and just going about. You're actually really studying. You're actually seeing why. Because if you lose a certain amount of trades on that live account, that $100 account, you blew your account. Now you got to put more money of your money that you just worked at your job or whatever it is that you did to put that into a trading account. So that's very, very key. It's very, very simple, but very, very key. Get into the trade. And then the last thing, but most importantly, not even most importantly, but last thing is to have patience. A couple of scriptures that I love is Galatians chapter 6, verse 9. And let us not be weary in well doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. Romans chapter 5, verse 3 to 4. And not so only, but we glory in tribulations, also knowing that tribulation works patience, and patience experience, and experience hope. You guys got to understand, this is something like overcoming this is something new. So you can't expect to overcome it yesterday. And celebrate the small wins. Like the more, yes, you may still have analysis paralysis, but the time period that you have it is not the same. Let's say out of 10 trades, you used to have it for 8 out of the 10, and now you only have it for 6 out of the 10. 5 out of the 10. Like as those wins start adding up, as you start having less and less analysis paralysis, congratulate yourself, acknowledge that, have patience, understand that the time will come. Like you got to keep on. You don't just start learning Spanish tomorrow and expect to have it figured out all, say have a complete conversation within your first week or your first month. So you got to actually take your time and understand that this is the journey, because you reap what you sow. If you've been in that for, especially like I said, you're dealing with all this stuff in your personal life, it may take you time in your personal life to overcome this. Let's say you are just hopping on semen retention and all this type of stuff like that. It's going to take some time. Let's say you are just developing your strategy. You're still in you haven't been taking it serious, and now you're trying to really go lock in. You're just taking your time. Let's say you just started actually taking the trades. You got to have patience with it. So quick recap. The 5 key things to help you overcome analysis paralysis is: first, you have to identify the cause. Second is semen retention for men and chastity for women, or celibacy. I think that's what you call it, right? Number 3, develop a consistent strategy. Number 4, get in the trade. And number 5, have patience. Hopefully, this video did help you all. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what other videos you guys want me to make. Any other things that you're struggling with, I can make videos on that. And other than that, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I love you guys so much, and I'll catch you all in the next video.